Each time a woman stands up for herself, without knowing it possibly, without claiming it, she stands up for all women. As part of the work we do, we partner with Plan International with funding support from the Global Affairs Canada. And we are currently implementing a project which is known as the Women Boys Leadership Project. It is a 3-year project, and this is the final year of the project. And we are documenting some successes that we have chalked over the period of implementation. These stories cut across different thematic areas. We have a story that promotes women leadership, where a woman has now put herself forth to compete for a position in the SMC of her child's school. And for us, this is a big step because we know that over the years, we've been talking about women's participation in leadership. We are hoping that her story motivates more women to take steps into all areas of leadership.
Ayurde la adasota Joanna. Maye la zono zuarmu zono. Ge salat manye ye Widows and Orphans meeting la salat songo sakat manye ye binde la bawa ana bahatete bangte orade ko miele bizire pore be ore ko miele pore to hunde poka ozota vi yehara yele seka za wabe to wa en to songore be far wa ahola ho community puana so ban to mbala yehla ba to biti palo to de na la assembly woman na legre to wana la kanar wuzi apolge to hunde poka hunka yang wana hunka yang la anzele so bala la bahati la bola yo bahati ti han la ana ner pung wala da sala ka bahati yi tom bi sala to be to mo ko la ta sungur wa ho vom puana la da sala on tare da be mboro ho so la bala sungur da bahati ti da king school ko meeting grace preparatory da bahati PTA meeting bara era ner seba nwan zele seba nwan to ha ko mala nigri seba nwan yang sungra ko mala exams puan ba print ba papers so la dabat le des anda buma yo ot de being katarama da de yela Widows and Orphans wa ana to sela za wa be yang yel ke to puti ina botla da bat ma ya da yang lan zi in binda contest ba ma da in vote la da de sela da ba ka ma da nye yo da di mi da de na sela yang ne yang so kula man na are kin district assembly te kil yela zo wa ana de ke sohbo teacher mala thinking yes and sela za wa so meeting la so we yele te do tigu ko han bana to pro han zu to brahla mi zu po brahla panga kan yang batana to po hala bala so ma encourage the po zu ti ba mi de sela wan ba te ba han king zi enti yo se ko bala han bana mala contest la wa in se te ni yu ure wala an pa ta za wa.
We have a second story that focuses on unpaid care work, and unpaid care work looks at distribution of household chores at the household level. And this family, based on our intervention, have looked at redistributing some of the household chores in a manner that the burden is reduced on the mother, but and provides the opportunity for everybody to participate, thereby giving the woman more time to be able to engage in other activities, whether it's for leisure or whether it is to make more income.
Ndani za ku game yiti songore nda bane bemma amana na songor pa ben nsere songor ne kam bi songorom so mza pam pa hare tan se ma aka te dane bete te maala kadana bo wo ya yetu ala ya fama la da ata bo pa ma ina pisa kapela ka kyon kol e ma ama te da te tana mo kana wo mi ya yetu ala kapara lewna la manda tuaten bi hame nen sere aba wo hala songorum
kam bi la ba za wo ha bo be kwela kam bi la ba so ayimi awa wo da na songrum ni so saro ba wo tem ni ka nyanga ne ken ku ga ne ka le na za pa ko hat ka te na an kwat bara na bo songrum ma ndana pon ke hayin na ku ga pram pon ko ngwe ka do le na a to mala chu te kan le na tom yela lamla la bo man na haber wo ken na kwel man bo te po ne seba be me ba po bakra na banam po bakke so ya kwelen ken tuan kwelen ken sohot banam bakka songonda tama kan ni bere go me la anye ko songba me
yela yigala tidana zan sapi ko kere la yere ya hawo tidana zan mpakade anwe mpaka me dana to kala wobro so la dana wobro la so ene to ma zo kala wobro no yeka sundang be sani ka mo nongwan yen ta yiti ole kwe ka le kwela ba ko date tala ye ba bol meeting mpo alba ka kun ora ken meeting la ora ti ba bol wala ora ken lebna ora pa na yanzi ngwa ome da to meeting na ba ke kama so se ngo kala nare tam bonne ti fo ma wala la nare inyang la songro yela ba se apo ka to wala zo gar yela la ba ko mar chas nyang esil na tana a tiele sola o bo mar chas na tom la ken ko la na ma wala do an wo na tehre la fa kala ra o to ma se ayel me ya mit na de mo so tana so kama pa zang me la ko ni on to wala na pela on kaya aga na ke ko ke ko na ko jogo on kaya na pisa zanora me za on won kala o sahavio on ayena pisa nora mal ka tu kala ma tu wala za tu wala angobre several lampo ba yela ba won kala e velobre pa me be e pa aborome wa won kala ye seba na bian yel ma ele ma me ngazo manda do won kala ye ka to ala da na kam to re man pa wa za manda ne be ara ni pinyang so won po ay ada ro wo me ala da ro wo na na re ni ni la ambe kala wo bro ki won ye la wo me ka ke zi ka won yila ka itu o ba me nyang yela la na song ti sa wa be kala bu ma ga zinga.
The third story focuses on our work around dehumanizing widowhood rights, where we have some widows that are still being forced to remarry a surviving male relative of their deceased husbands. And as a result of our intervention and these women knowing their rights, we have a story that we want to highlight to look at how when women are empowered, they're able to make decisions to fulfill their own rights.
na eti no kuare ka kwa yar nan no rana sin pa kwa na ning mar yel bi sin wo ma ta wona to ki 20 se to kada bol la ni gala tidana bumi yel angal abi amma barata tamana raza tida yidi sigani pibi ne akwai office din nda tana ti barata raza tida yel angal kalara tana da manzuka barati makurba karai manlo kamara ai makunlo kabara permanela kamara saka karai mayelun kunlo ga ene soka na wolum kamara o la kunela masage kala kunen lo manle kunlo eserin ku kai ba makur bana so hay Kanit pa sa no lamme kabamoy yi tampone te ziale. Kabura suri ninga. Te yel anga za abarai ba emma marai ma ko ene. Nir ber perinde e. Amanyi so mi yele ebubuara yende mi yele o. Nivro ba dem da tana zakti yidiyel anfo kalama hamalma ber babu pa ansesila. Babu so sesila. The mara asu unda toza karaye malma.
After the family insisted that they were not going to support her and the children in any way, Madame Kobong had to rely on VSLA. The VSLA is an innovation that allows women to be economically free. They make contributions and are allowed to take out loans to address personal and business emergencies.
Banamor adak kamor ban. Monas. Ebi insora seki. Kis ke pa wundera maal. Ka o pila ke kala hanati enaya ke pa. Yel o. Yin penga wan kent distribution. Yin penga azanti emelsar. Da se ebi u unzui ke mo ebu mo la hala eta azopa ninga. Dia ingela mo ninjante. Yiga tidana mi eta atipazi yi pensa. Ena yi binaza awa tata tidu alba. Kawe o la ka akala bim na tene. Amana nana wala. Arakala patana la asile sumti.
I think the fourth story equally is about a widow that has been able to seek redress to reduce abuses that were meted out to her by an in-law or a relative of her deceased husband because she had refused to accept to be married off.
I am a member of the Women's Voice and Leadership Group formed by Widows and Orphans Movement. We have had series of sensitization on women's rights. Along the line, I lost my husband, and after the death of my husband, I had issues of abuse verbally, emotionally, and physically from my husband's brother. This continued for some time, until one day I was listening to a radio program organized by Women and Orphans Movement on abuse of women and where to seek for redress. I took him to Dofsu and the case was addressed. Since then, I have not had issues with my late husband's brother, and I do not live in fear anymore. Thanks to Women and Orphans Movement for their initiative.
And finally, the fifth story highlights a couple that had abuse at the home. So a man that was constantly abusing the wife, and as a result of the work we've done with Shraj, the man has gained knowledge and now knows that it's not a good thing to be an abusive partner, and has since changed and even has become an advocate in the community where he is encouraging other people and other abusers to stop abusing their loved ones.
I have been married for 12 years. 2 years after my marriage, I began to suffer abuse from my husband. Growing up as an orphan, there was no way I could go back to my uncles simply because my husband beat me. I will usually report the incident to an elder in our church, hoping that my husband will be advised to change his ways. He always attributes his actions to the devil, saying, "It is the work of the devil." This continued to a point where I wanted to leave the marriage, but the thought of my children pinned me down. After a series of sensitization meetings organized by the Widows and Orphans Movement, some relief was brought to my home. My husband participated in one of the sensitization meetings, which focused on the Marriage Act and the rights of women in 2021, where he learned that it is an offense to physically abuse women. 3 days after the sensitization, we heard a fight from our neighbor's house, and to my surprise, my husband asked why the man was beating his wife. He continued to ask if the man had not heard that it was an offense to beat a woman. I reminded him that he used to beat me, and he said it was because he was not enlightened. He added that he was often under the influence of alcohol. It has been 2 years now, and my husband has not beaten me. I'm grateful to the Widows and Orphans Movement.
And so we would like to thank Plan International and Global Affairs Canada for working with us and partnering with Widows and Orphans Movement to touch the lives of all these wonderful people.